is back, baby. Welcome to MLS Breakfast. My name is Anthony Richardson and I am here with former professional footballer turned current pundit Ian Fiveankles, who played, of course, for the Toronto Economists back in the mid-90s in the Indoor Soccer League of North America. Ian Fiveankles, I'm in Los Angeles, you're in Portland. How are you getting on today, Ian?
Yeah, it's good. The MLS is back, keeps coming back. It's
MLS is back.
It's the back that won't stop coming back.
Lovely. Can't wait to preview the big game of the day, LA Galaxy versus Portland Timbers. But before that, we are going to have, finally, Jeremiah Disney on the line later on. Cannot wait for that little badger to get on that phone to us. He's going to talk all about Disney, all about playing at Disney World, the games. All the games are in the stadium, which I believe is in a complex near or in Disney. He's not related to Walt Disney, of course, but he does have the same name. And we're going to talk about all the funny happenstances that occur when he says his surname to people in the street, taxi drivers, Uber drivers, waiters, people at work, colleagues, HR. I've heard he's had a bit of problems with work at the moment, he said in the WhatsApp. But all the best, Jeremiah Disney. We're looking forward to getting you on the phone. Before that, though, let's play Wakey Jakey. Wakey Jakey. Waking up people called Jake. Today's no exception. Let's play Wakey Jakey. It's ringing. This phone's ringing.
I love this bit.
Yeah, same. Wakey Jakey!
Wakey, get up, Jake!
Oh, what time is it? Good morning. I had the strangest dream. First, MLS was back. Well, sort of. It was a tournament. But FC Dallas was playing Vancouver until they weren't. COVID-19. And then I had another dream where John Terry and Rio Ferdinand were just kicking each other in the shins. And neither man would back down. It was a bloodbath. No FC Dallas. I'm going back to sleep.
Right, we're going to preview LA Galaxy versus the Portland Timberheads coming right up. But firstly, a word from our sponsor, Iowa 2039. They're looking for an MLS expansion team in 2039, and my goodness, they're pulling out all the stops for it.
It's so beautiful, that state. Every time I wake up, I burst into tears. It might be sleep deprivation, but I think it's more that the state of Iowa, the state of Des Moines, is it pronounced Des Moines? Des Moines. The motel we're at, even the landlady, who is a hideous, terrible person, I find her very beautiful when I first wake up, and that's partly why I'm crying a lot.
I've actually, we're filming here on the Strip. Guess who walked past for a coffee? The actor Rob Lowe. Chatted to him very briefly. He's got a wonderful memory of Iowa, or Iowa. He's specifically West Des Moines. He played in a PGA Pro-Am celebrity tournament in the golf course. A golf ball he'd just struck killed a goldfinch in mid-flight. And they actually calculated the odds of that happening, of him going to Iowa and killing the state bird. And one in 747 million. That just shows it's the lucky state. That's what they call it, the lucky state.
Well, not for the goldfish.
Well, no, it's a goldfinch. It's the state bird of Iowa is the goldfinch. And let me tell you, Ian, they're much revered there, which is why Rob Lowe, well, I mean, if you ever told an Iowan about that story, they wouldn't chuckle. They'd be severely, they'd be pretty perturbed by it. They take it as an affront to them when you kill their state bird, much as I would if they killed a peacock or a swan. I remember some guys in a canal near me, they caught a swan and they ate it. I felt personally offended by that, Ian.
Well, that's illegal as well. The Queen owns all of our swans, so they've affronted the Queen. If you're talking to Rob Lowe, why don't we get him on the show?
I don't think our listeners actually want to hear about Rob Lowe, so we're not getting him on.
Well, that makes no sense. You've just spent 2 minutes talking about him, but fine.
Well, you might think it's not amazing that he killed a goldfinch, but I do, and I happen to believe that that's the state of Iowa. We need to talk about Iowa for 3 or 4 minutes before we carry on. So we are in our breakfast cities of choice. I'm in Los Angeles, the city of the Angles. Ian, you're in Portland, which I don't know too much about, but I'm sure we're going to find out. Honestly, best breakfast I've had so far. I have had a breakfast of the super thin elite, the Hollywood stars. I've got here a white egg omelette in a cup without the egg white, and a cup of orange juice without the orange. But I've had some ice put in there just to chow down on. And actually, funny story, someone muttered, "You fat pig," as they saw the ice I was taking. It is big ice. It's the city of big ice. And they don't eat it, they just smother it around their bodies to keep warm. Ian, what have you got for your breakfast?
I'm so tired, Anthony, and I had such a bumpy flight. I didn't feel too good when I landed in Portland, so I didn't have much for breakfast. I just went for the sticky ribs, the griddled egg, the French toast, honey roasted ham, and a beer. And at the end of that, I fell asleep in it.
Got a bit of ham on your head there, Ian. Is that the traditional Portland welcome?
Oh, yeah, so I have. Yeah, that's a bit of breakfast. I'll have that later.
Now we're going to our big preview of LA Galaxy versus the Timbers of the Portland Timbers. But first, our MLS Superfan of the Day. Every day we tribute a different MLS fan who believes their team is going to win the whole tournament, and they explain to us why. And today is no different. Get a load of this one.
Double post. Steve Clark won us a cup. He'll do it again. Dairon.
Time for the big preview. LA Galaxy versus the Portland Timbers. LA Galaxy, of course, they're not playing there at the moment. They're not playing here. It's a few blocks down. They're playing in Florida. But let me tell you, they're going to be bouncing up and down outside the Bruce Arena later on for the big game. No English players, unfortunately, in the team at the moment. But hey, they call LA Galaxy the English team away from home. Hollywood FC, they call them. They've got such back stars as Ashley Cole, David Beckham, Robbie Keane, Zlatan Ibrahimovic. I mean, if you're an English person, you're in Los Angeles, you're going to be rooting at the Bruce Arena for this very English team away from England. New England, you might say. And that is mascot of the day. Every day on MLS's breakfast, the breakfast of the... Every day on MLS Break, we'd pay tribute to another cool mascot of one of the teams. Today's no exception. Ian, MLS's the Timber Joey. Go on.
I would say that Timber Joey is not just the mascot of the day, he's the mascot of the tournament. He is a lumberjack with a fully working chainsaw. He stands by the side of the pitch with a bit of tree, a big chunk of tree, and every time a Portland Timbers player scores, he slices off a disc with his chainsaw. It's called a cookie, that thing that he slices off, but they're massive. They're the width of a tree trunk. The goal scorer then has to fashion a rudimentary necklace and wear that great big disc of wood around his neck for the rest of the game. If he scores another one, Timber Joey slices off another cookie, he has to wear that. That's why hat-tricks are very rare for the Portland Timbers, because these things are heavy. Goalkeepers don't get left out either. If you keep a clean sheet, you get to carry home the remaining bit of tree on the understanding that you carry it back by hand at the next game and put it next to your posts. That's why it's also quite rare for Portland Timbers goalkeepers to keep consecutive clean sheets. Now, because they're not playing in their home stadium...
Can't wait to see him at the game.
Well, he won't...
One to look out
He won't
for.
be there because they're playing in Orlando, and for safety reasons, in this time of COVID-19, for safety reasons, he won't be there. So instead, they've got the tree by the side, and they've got a permanently revved up chainsaw just to keep things socially distant. And if the Portland Timbers players score, they slice their own chunk off.
Any English players in the current squad?
Not in the current squad. They did have Liam Ridgewell there from Villa. I think he's the only English player to ever play for Portland Timbers. But actually, that's quite hard research to do.
Now it's time for the I Wanna Predict the Score from the state of Iowa. The I Wanna Predict the Score score. We are actually going back quite late tonight, so we're spending more time in the airport than the actual motel this evening. So I thought I'd bring up some amazing facts about the Des Moines Airport. It's got 2 runways and it's got 2 concourses, Ian. So that means 2-2 will be the final score.
2-2 is a good shout based on Des Moines Airport. But the airport covers, you probably know this, but it covers 2,625 acres. So 2 plus 6 is 8. 2 plus 5 is 7. I think that means the LA Galaxy will prevail 8-7 on penalties.
Now, it's what we've all been waiting for, the chat with Jeremiah Disney, Walt Disney's great-great-grandson's next-door neighbour who shares the same name but is not blood-related, and his wife has just emailed to tell us that... I've got no signal, so it's hard to... Have you?
Yeah, what she's saying is he's out of the shed, but he's locked his phone in the shed. So he can't call in. So he's saying it should happen tomorrow because the locksmith is coming round later to smash the door open. Right, so I'm losing my patience with Jeremiah. Some questions there. Why can't he use a landline?
Well, not many people have landlines nowadays, mostly old people that have landlines. And let me assure you, Ian, that Jeremiah Disney...
Well, why can't he use his wife's phone? She phoned us on that.
Might be close to going over her data allowance. You don't know what the regulations with mobile phone usage are in the USA.
The final question I have is, why is he waiting for a locksmith to come round and smash the door open? I mean, he can smash the door.
Let's clear the schedule, Jeremiah, for tomorrow. We'll get you on the air tomorrow. See you next time. My name's Anthony Richardson. That's Ian Fiveankles.
I'm tired.
Goodbye.